What is up, Bulls Nation? Welcome back to Let's Talk Bulls. Today we're talking about the Chicago Bulls getting the 12th overall pick in the draft after not moving up or moving down in the lottery, and why that doesn't mean you can't get a good player for this team. We're also going to talk about the Mavs and how they somehow got the first overall pick. Some people are saying it's a conspiracy theory. Some people are saying the league helped them after they gave Luka to the Lakers. Who knows what is true? And last, we're going to talk about the Chicago Bulls picking and why this pick puts the Bulls on the clock. What they do here will not only shape a part of the Bulls' future, but also how fans view AK going forward. We'll talk about all that. So get ready, get something to drink, and let's talk Bulls.
Welcome to the Let's Talk Bulls podcast.
I want to go higher. Oh my goodness.
Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Quentin. I'm your host, and if you're new or you're coming back to watch again, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell notification so you're notified when I drop the next video. Okay? We're going to talk about it first. The Chicago Bulls got the 12th pick. That doesn't mean you're not going to get a good player. Right? A lot of Bulls fans are angry that we didn't move up. A lot of them are angry that we didn't get the number one pick, especially after losing the coin flip. But guess what? Cooper Flagg is an amazing talent. That doesn't mean he's going to win you a championship. Right? He could come to the Bulls. We'll be a playoff team. We probably still won't win. At least unless we get somebody else on this team. Also, if you look at history, you don't have to be the first overall pick to be a good player. Look at Jalen Brunson. Look at the Joker. Both people were not overall picks that people wanted, but they both turned out to be amazing. Look at Giannis and all of the down talking, all of the things people said about him. Look what he's become. Sometimes you just have to make the right move. And that's the question here. Can the Bulls still get a good pick at this position? And yes, they can. Now, I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to act like I've done hours and hours of countless looking at prospects. I don't know who the Bulls are going to go for. The player I hope that they get is Derek Queen. I think he would fit the team very well. He has a motor. He likes to go after it. I think he might fit pretty decently along Modest. And personally, in my opinion, I think that forces you to push Modest to the small forward, which I really want him to play. But other than that, I don't know. And I'm not going to sit here like some of these channels out there that will sit here and tell you who they're going to draft and why these players need to be on the Bulls and they've never watched any college basketball at all. I didn't really watch college this year. I don't know much about the picks. I'm not going to try to talk about who's better than who and who the Bulls really have to go after. If I start looking at people and I think they're great, yeah. But what I have seen is that this talent in this draft is deep. The Bulls can pick up some pieces. And the piece you pick up this draft may not be your superstar. It may not be your go-to. But it damn sure could be somebody who makes good moves and helps this team grow. Whether that's driving Modest to be better, teaching another part of our culture, or maybe they become a draft pick that you trade for later. Who knows? But you gotta make a good decision, and the good decisions can be made. The scary part about this, though, is that the Bulls have to make a decision. And do we trust them to make the right decision? Right? We're not lucky enough to have a guaranteed, you got to go with them type of player. And that's the scary part when you look at AK, because we've made bad decisions in the past. If you look at Patrick Williams and you're a Bulls fan, you're afraid of the Bulls having to make a decision on who's right and not just having a you must go with them type of pick. And that takes me to the people who can make that pick. And that is the Dallas Mavericks, who won the first overall pick in the draft. They beat us in the coin flip and got lucky enough to, after trading Luka to the Lakers, get the overall pick for Cooper Flagg. Some people will say this is conspiracy. Some people will say the league really wanted to help the Mavs, and they said, if you trade Luka, we will give you what you want as long as you trade him to the Lakers. And this is the second person who's been traded to the Lakers, and immediately the other team got a superstar. So if you're a conspiracy theorist, hey, maybe the Mavs are talking to the league. Maybe the league wants the Mavs to be good. But what I have to say is, if that's the case, if this is the league giving a script and saying these are the people who are going to be good, as a fan for the Bulls, I have to ask, why not Chicago? Why not us? We're a giant city with a fan base who hates our team, hates our front office, but still will show up regardless of what happens. We still cheer on the players. We bleed this city and this team. If you're going to try to make sure that you fix it for somebody, fix it for us. Give us a chance. We don't have anybody to trade to the Lakers, but hey, if you want, we can give them Vooch. I don't know, but try to help us if there is a fix. If there's not, congratulations to the Mavs. But if there is, hey, the Bulls are okay with fixes as long as we get a piece of the pie. Just gonna say that. Now, moving on to the last thing we're talking about, and that is the Chicago Bulls and this pick and why. And this is the major part of this entire episode. Why the Bulls are on the clock. This is different than before. The Bulls had a 4th overall pick. They took Patrick Williams. He is who he is. We all know it's a failure. They got Lonzo. They got Zach. They got DeMar. They got Vooch. They got Caruso onto a super team that should have been decent and a playoff contender. That failed. And since then, we've been trying to figure out what this team wants to do. We want to be competitive. We want to be consistent. We want to get everybody together so they can grow. Well, we're not making it past the play-in, which to me isn't very competitive. I mean, you can say that we're not sucking, but we're not competitive. All of the people we traded for or drafted, or I mean, not drafted, but took up in free agency, gone. Now we're just a young team looking for an identity. And last, you talk about this team and what they've done. Every decision they've made so far seems to somehow bite us in the ass other than modest. So that means that if they make the wrong decision in this draft, there's a chance that Bulls fans give up on everything that is AK. AK's job is on the line at that point. If they mess up in this draft, the next 5 or 6 years, the Bulls fans are going to keep bringing up how shitty this team is and how everyone needs to be fired. And the games aren't going to be fun. Then we become the team and the fans that boo each other. Right? We become the team that understands that they're not doing shit and the front office isn't doing shit, so why care? We become the fans that are so pissed off at the people making millions of dollars not playing their hardest and giving up on games that we start not caring. And then everyone just gets angry. And it's just a down sinking hole. And the worst part of that hole is when that happens, the stars that could be, like Modest, like Lori, like Jimmy, all of those people tend to just not do anything for us. We end up stopping them from being a little bit greater than what they can be because we don't have any leadership or plan. So for me, what the Bulls do in this pick is going to change a lot of my opinions. Do we actually for once focus on a big who can play defense and not one because we think we can turn them into a three-point shooter? Do we make a decision based off of need and not some weird pick that's like, hey, you should have took these two people, but instead we're going to go take that person because we think that they could at some point, maybe if all of the aligning worlds collide and we end up in the multiverse with Spider-Man and Spider-Man switches us back and everything's corrected perfectly for a movie, then he'll be better than that player. There's a lot of things we have to hope they don't do. And if they can do the right thing and just get a player who is the pick we think they should get, fits where they're picking them, and fits a need that we need, then I won't be able to complain. That's just what it is. If they make the right decision and you get to move Modest to 3, you get somebody who, like I said before, in my opinion, Derek Queen next to him, and now you have 2 pieces, and then you get Giddey, who's also a point, who's going to be happy to have those 2 pieces. Maybe we're starting to look up and be a little bit more optimistic on this team doing something. But in all, let's be real. For all the Bulls fans out there who are like me and love it every year, we have to be real. This team is not going to be good for a few years. So get ready. Let's keep making these videos. Let's keep watching together and let's enjoy what we have. And that is the community that all suffers together. And then when we do get the good little bits of wins that we get, let's celebrate them. Because all that matters the next couple years is development of our players like Modest, Giddey, and whoever we draft. So with that, I hope you guys have a great time. I will see you next episode. See you next time. Peace, y'all.